And away we go. It is the Nightcap, brought to you by Hail Mary Sports Bar right here on BearcatJournal.com. Go visit our good friends at Hail Mary's. They're in Cheviot. They're on Harrison Avenue, right in the Dora District, so you can go from bar to bar with your drinks or just hang out at Hail Mary's. Watch the Reds game. Get yourself an ice cold Cincy Light. They have 27 TVs, a 9-screen video wall, and the DirecTV Sports package. So everything that's on DirecTV will be on at Hail Mary's. Cincinnati Sports always on the video wall. They have brand new walk-in, brand new draft lines, and of course, ice cold Cincy Light and 32.8 degree frosted glasses. All right, Aaron, let's get this show on the road. I am kind of a zombie. It was a long weekend of volleyball. Final tournament for the Apex 14 white team. We finished second. Got all the way to the finals, made it to the third set, had an 8-2 lead, playing to 15, and we didn't win.
You win some, you lose some. Yeah.
Yeah. It was a great season for the girls, but we're done for a little while until high school season picks up in July. So plenty more time for Bearcat Journal. How was your weekend?
They're never long enough.
Monday rolls around too quickly.
Yeah, I'm exhausted.
I tried to call you earlier. You were chasing the girls around the yard.
It was a nice sunny day out, so
it was.
Had the one in her little walker out there, and she's still she's taking first steps, but she's still working on it. And
she's like you. She's a little wobbly sometimes.
You know, when in Rome.
Let's get to it. A lot of draft talk. We were off Friday and Saturday because I was on the road, but not a whole lot of Bearcat movement in the draft itself. The one draft pick, which not a surprise for the way he played his senior year. Very happy for him, for John Williams, as he heads to the Green Bay Packers. And have to wonder, is it tackle, is it guard, is a guy that can play with some versatility. But kudos to John. It took him a little while to find his stride here at Cincinnati, but he did, and he got drafted. And congrats to him.
The 34th pick of the 7th round, the Packers said, I think we want to make sure that nobody else gets you as an undrafted free agent.
Yeah.
I mean, there's not too many that go after you at that point in time. At least he wasn't Mr. Irrelevant, I guess, or maybe he wanted to be Mr. Irrelevant. I don't know.
You get a little extra money out of that Mr. Irrelevant deal.
Some extra cheese, no pun intended, with the Green Bay pick. But, yeah, I mean, kudos to him. I would have never guessed a year ago that's where he would end up. I certainly would have thought Luke Kandra would have been drafted ahead of John Williams. And that was not to be.
Luke goes to Carolina as an undrafted free agent. You have to wonder, he didn't get to test because he was a little banged up, and that had been something, if you look back, like when he got here from Louisville as a transfer, he was a little banged up that offseason.
Yeah.
He was a little banged up the next offseason, a little banged up this offseason. You have to wonder if that maybe was the end result of him sliding down draft boards. It's sometimes, Aaron, that combine invite can be a curse if you're not ready physically to go to the combine and perform, because then everybody starts going, hey, what's up with this guy? Gotta check the medicals. And it sucks for Luke, but if there's anybody I think that can work his way, practice squad, onto the roster, into playing time, like that's a guy that you have to feel good about, at least his work ethic and his approach and his ability to kind of to battle his way through.
Yeah, and Carolina's been a mess. So if you're going to make a roster, you probably have as good a shot as any with Carolina than anywhere else in the league. And he got to, it does suck he's not actually drafted, didn't get to hear his name and celebrate under the lights and all that or with his friends and family, what have you. But he does get to pick where he ended up going and what gave him the best shot between him and his agent and family and whoever else was involved in that decision. So kudos to him. And obviously we're all pulling for him.
Another local kid in a good spot, I think. Corey Kiner signs as an undrafted free agent and heads to the San Francisco 49ers.
They went through about 42 running backs last season. So there's a good shot that he I mean, when you're starting running back as Christian McCaffrey, you got to have at least 4, 5 in the pocket because that dude, if you want to talk about a guy who gets banged up, Christian McCaffrey gets banged up. And time is not your friend. Father time always wins. And this year he's a year older. So I don't look for Christian McCaffrey to make it through an entire season this year. So again, that's another place where you probably got a shot. So again, hopefully Corey Kiner gets his number called and we get to root for another Bearcat in the league.
D'Artagnan Tinsley was another guy we thought there was at least an outside chance he would get drafted.
Yeah.
Did not. Ended up as an undrafted free agent with the Cleveland Browns. Another team that,
they love them some Bearcats.
They do. They've become very Bearcat friendly here over the past couple of years.
Yeah, Jerome Ford still there. I believe Hudson's still up there on that offensive line. So he becomes the third Bearcat on the roster, and it's going well for the previous Bearcats that have been there. So again, just another guy with another shot. I don't know that I expect him to make the roster, but I think there's probably a pretty good shot that he ends up on the practice squad in Cleveland.
Yeah. I mean, again, another big time character guy. He's going to show up. He's going to work his butt off. We're talking about
Briggs is up there too.
Yeah.
So that's 4. Sorry, that's 4 up there.
A guy that started out at Kentucky Christian and worked his way into the NFL. DT is going to put in the work. And then I saw him and John Williams had a draft party at Mio's. How about that? So good for those two guys. Jared Bartlett, undrafted free agent with the New York Jets. Great defense. That's going to be a tough nut to crack, but good for Bartlett, who had a really, really good lone season with that Cincinnati defense.
Yeah, again, another team that has a Bearcat, obviously maybe the most famous Bearcat right now in the league, in Sauce Gardner. And
Travis Kelce's still in the league, right?
We'll see.
I mean, he's still in the league, right? Like he hasn't retired. He announced he's coming back for. You're just a hater. You're a hater.
Yes, accurate.
But
I'm excited to see if Bartlett's able to crack it. I think that one's probably a little bit harder. But yeah, we'll find out what he's made of and see if he can make it.
Josh Minkins to the New England Patriots. I mean, I know they're kind of turning things over there with Mike Vrabel. When Minkins was healthy, he was about the only guy that could get an interception at the back end of the Cincinnati defense. So new coaching staff. If you're going to go in somewhere as an undrafted free agent, that's it's usually at least a best case scenario, because everybody's starting with a clean slate, and you at least have a chance to show what you can do. Uh-oh. I think I might have lost Aaron.
I'm back.
There you go. He's back. And then finally, Jamoy Mays, wide receiver, picked up by the Cincinnati Bengals, who, by all accounts, had a very good local day workout for the Bengals and got on their radar, and at least he's gonna get a shot at training camp.
Yeah, I think that one was probably the biggest surprise. Maybe because he just didn't get to see the field or as many touches this season as any of us would have liked. And a guy who did what needed done in his pro day and again, that one I'd be completely shocked if he actually made the roster, but a pretty good shot at making a practice squad because they've been searching for that last receiver, and we'll see.
Big thing for him and a lot of these guys, can they make plays on special teams? You want to make it as an undrafted free agent, show up and earn a spot on special teams, and you can usually fight your way onto a roster. And you see a lot of wide receivers and defensive backs catch on that way and find a way to kind of hang around. So we'll see if he can make things happen there. Don't really have a whole lot else. It was outside of the draft, a mostly quiet weekend in Bearcat land. Still a couple irons in the fire on the basketball roster, but nothing I can really get into too heavily here on this show. They did their involvement with Andrei Stojakovic didn't materialize, as they were mentioned as a team recruiting him Thursday or Friday, and then he announced his top 3 today, and Illinois, North Carolina, and Stanford made the list. I had a source tell me, I know everybody thinks Illinois. I had a source tell me they thought he might stay out west and go back to Stanford where he started. So,
what might have been.
Yeah. But that wasn't the only bullet in the gun. So we'll see if anything materializes here over the next couple days. But maybe I'll have something more on that on the BBP tomorrow night. But working on it. Got anything else?
Have a week.
I'm going to bed. I'm tired. The bags under my eyes. Jeez. All right, that's it. That's the Nightcap, brought to you by Hail Mary Sports Bar, right here on BearcatJournal.com.
See ya.